Ghosting is not disinterest and is not a modern dating trend. It is a regulation reaction, and it does not appear at the start of contact, but exactly at the point where closeness begins and can no longer be held inside. Hello, my name is Sieg. I am the founder of NAVORES and the author of Talking Won't Fix It. A core focus of NAVORES is personal development, not in the sense of psychology or awareness, but in terms of biological rooted mechanisms that shape behavior, communication, and human interaction under pressure. Ghosting does not happen where there was no contact, and it does not happen where interest was missing from the start. Ghosting appears after resonance, after exchange, after a sense of connection. Without closeness, there would be no reason to break off contact so suddenly. That is why ghosting is not a sign of indifference. Quite the opposite. It appears at the moment when closeness starts to matter and brings expectations, mirroring, or responsibility that can no longer be regulated inside. For an inner system that cannot carry closeness, pressure begins to rise, not because something is objectively wrong, but because connection can no longer be controlled and is therefore felt as a threat. At this moment, ghosting is not a conscious withdrawal and not a strategic choice. It is a sudden break. Clarification would require closeness, and closeness already overloads the system. Contact is needed in order to restore inner stability. What matters most is the constellation. Ghosting almost always appears when two different systems meet. One system regulates through control and cannot only handle closeness that way. The other system is perspective and can remain present in closeness. Type A usually does not ghost Type A because no real closeness develops there, only functional distance. And Type B does not ghost Type B because withdrawal, clarification, or silence are possible without a complete break. Ghosting needs exactly this asymmetry. Type A does not ghost out of coldness or lack of interest. Type A ghosts out of a loss of control. And Type B is not ghosted because they want too much, but because they stay present and do not dissolve closeness right way. That is why ghosting does not mean you are very unimportant. It means the closeness could not be regulated. It is not a judgment about the value of the person who was ghosted, but a sign of incompatibility on the level of regulation. Ghosting is not a communication problem, it is not a maturity issue, and it is not a moral failure. It is a break instead of clarification because clarification would require connection. What matters here is not blame, but the limit of a system that cannot carry closeness.